it's still overall a high tier episode.
All right, so it wasn't John DiMaggio.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna tell you.
All right, hello everyone. We just witnessed Sounds of Silence, possibly one of the biggest episodes of season 8. Maybe. What do you guys think?
Yeah, people wouldn't stop talking about this episode.
Yeah.
It's still probably because it's the best one of season 8.
All right, so it wasn't John DiMaggio.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna tell
Yeah,
you.
it was interesting.
All right, hello everyone.
It
We
was.
just witnessed I hear myself silence.
It was interesting.
It was
Would you
very
guys like to
interesting.
hear? Would you guys like to hear a fun fact?
No.
What?
Is it about the episode?
The guy who wrote this episode, Gregory Bonsignor, this is his first time writing an episode.
Oh,
Good
cool.
job. He used characters very well.
Yeah.
He actually knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Oh boy, let's
Yeah,
amazing.
unlike
Let's
other
do that
writers
again.
that have written like 10 episodes already.
Anyway,
This guy got a good episode on his first try, while it took Mike Vogel like 8.
no, we're not doing. All right, I have to tell the stream audience. Okay, the story really
Mike
quick,
Vogel.
really quick.
Mike
Last
Vogel.
week I made a tweet about Mike Vogel, and who would reply but Mike Vogel. So because of that, we're not going to be talking about writers anymore. So
Because they look at us
Oh, we
and they
can't
actually
give
listen.
criticism because he'll find it offensive.
we might hurt his feelings.
Okay, writers don't write feelings.
Because
Dude, you're the one
they
who's
get
saying
paid
what you don't
for
like
it.
his writing.
You make
I know.
episodes.
All
yeah, you
right,
make
all
a
right.
show.
Let's stick to the episode. I like this
Your
episode a lot.
compensation is your paycheck.
So, all right, I do have one question about that guy in the beginning, the ticket guy. Whatever. What is he? Well,
He's the next villain. I'm just.
I guess he was trying to set up that the peaks are scary without actually showing the peaks because they never did in the episode.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was kind of a weird. I'm not sure how he
He
fit
had
in.
no purpose in the episode. I thought he was going to come
I
back.
want to grow up to be just like him.
I love his laugh. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
had no
Turtle,
purpose
if
in the
you
episode,
just
though.
keep your current path, you will.
Yay.
He had no purpose in the episode.
Well, no,
thought
like
he
I
was
said,
going
his
to lead
purpose.
up.
No, his purpose was to make the
Scare
peaks
the
sound
kids.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah, scare the kids.
Because
I like
the episode never actually shows us the peaks. They take a shortcut later on, so we actually don't even know anything about the peaks yet. Well, I guess we
I
did
love
see
the peaks
Applejack
and
jump
rainbows
some
over
of them.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting how that pointless journey Applejack did to that giant cliff and then return
Yeah.
actually had like some, what was it? Actually brought it, or I can't even speak today.
I thought it was fitting.
It came back later in the episode.
It did.
Yeah,
did?
because
Oh yes,
she
their
said,
argument. Yeah.
No, she said, Autumn Blaze would have never made it down those peaks.
Yeah, apparently it's a very dangerous place. I don't know if Applejack saw the extent of it or if she was only on part of the trip there. What we
No, it's
saw,
like
but-
Autumn Blaze wouldn't go down that cliff.
No.
So that
Yeah,
would have
I
made
got-
sense, because I was gonna complain. It's like, okay, she didn't search the entire forest. Then Applejack brought that up. It was like, oh, I like this writer.
Yeah, I think the writer did a really good job of like setting up the location without actually really showing us that much. There aren't really, except for the obvious
Also-
one, there aren't really any location set pieces.
I just wish they would consider the elements they're sending off like they did in this episode, which was,
Yeah.
the two elements they sent off were kindness and honesty, which, they sound like they would work well together, but if you really think about it, sometimes you can't be kind if you're being honest and vice versa.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta
Fluttershy's a little
point-
naive, Applejack's a little blunt. It works here.
I have a question. What was the actual reason Autumn Blaze was kicked out of her village? Was it because she talked too much, or
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
That-
because
that is a
they were
valid
annoyed by
reason.
She
her.
wouldn't shut
But
up.
then she comes back because they can all speak. So now I was questioning, why would they kick her out if she can, she talks
They
too
had
much,
taken
but
her
now they
back.
can all talk. So are they just bringing her back because?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
yeah,
she
they're-
talks.
They and they said that
Because
in
they
the-
were
in the-
convinced
on the-
differently.
in the
Also, I
latest-
wouldn't.
yeah.
Also, I wouldn't invite someone back if they're just gonna make an entire song talking trash about my village.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Because
What?
in the song, it's like it's a lesson my village never learned, and the
Yes,
entire
so what?
song was
It's
just
They just
no.
learned
The
it.
entire song was just about talking
But
crap
they
on the
just
village.
learned it. They just learned the lesson.
Yeah.
That's why they took
it's like-
The village was
Into it.
destroyed after
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Everything changed when the Fire Kirans attacked.
Don't you mean Nyrix?
Whatever.
Carrix, whatever the Parix.
Dumb question. Do these exist in mythology anywhere else?
Probably. I
It's
don't
probably
know.
I think
mythology.
didn't we just
Wait,
didn't
what?
we research this when we
They
first
are
saw the
from-
episode?
They are
They
from
are
some
real?
sort of mythology.
Yeah, they're probably from some Chinese or Japanese mythology. I'm
I
guessing.
think it was Asian.
Google it.
It was something Asian. Don't know what
Is that in
exactly,
Europe?
but
How do you
No, the
spell
question I do have is the one
Damn
thing
it,
that annoyed
Bert.
me. It's just a minor complaint. Is why do they the Celestia and how they look so similar to ponies was kind of boring. I was hoping for something
Yeah,
a
it's,
little new and different.
It's still better than sea ponies.
Yeah,
I
still
know, but
better
now
than
we're getting
anything
more
is better than
crappy
Ponies.
OCs thanks to this episode.
No, I like the Kieran design. It is simple. It is like very reminiscent of Pony, but I think that's a good thing. I like the Pony design. So
like simplicity at its finest, to be
Yeah.
honest. That's
I'm
how I
googling
view
what
it.
Kieran is now.
I don't know, just the design just felt.
Odd.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's-
maybe that's just because the Queen looks so much like Celestia.
You're probably
don't
just
really
gonna
mind it
complain
as
about the
much.
Queen. You're just
A
complaining about
Kieran
the
is
Queen,
also
aren't you?
referred to as a Killen. Q-I-L-I-N.
Someone in chat said Kirin are Japanese oriented, so
Actually, no.
I
Online,
believe it says
online it
Chinese or
says
other-
Chinese.
Yeah, it says Chinese or other East Asian cultures, which could be Japanese.
You know,
The
it doesn't
internet
matter
never
whose
lies.
culture. Who cares
Never
what
lies.
culture it is? It's not
I
real.
care.
It is real. It's an
It's called
It is real.
research, Tootsie.
Tootsie,
Pony
it is
mythology
real.
is serious business.
This is,
Oh my
this is
god,
their-
dude! The students
their
in the last
fandom.
episode couldn't even figure out pony pathology. Why do we have to try to figure this out?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I like the idea of
But
the
we
lyric
still need to
though.
learn it anyway.
So the basic idea is here when they get angry they turn into monsters. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
All right, better question. Which side are you for? Applejack letting them speak, or Fluttershy
Well, that's
not
the
wanting
thing.
them to speak?
They were both kind of wrong. They had to have a little bit of compromise.
I think I also liked. Also, I didn't know this about the Kieran that they can make firewalls in like. Yeah, they made a
didn't know it
firewall.
either. They didn't know that either.
No, I think the Kieran that Autumn Blaze character did because she
No,
made a
she didn't.
firewall.
Yeah,
Well,
she
she
might have been the
didn't.
first Kieran to, or Nerik, whatever, to actually try to harness that monster power and control it. You know, I think she might have been the first.
And I like how when she got super mad, she went behind a rock and just made the biggest cuss word and then came back.
Yeah.
No, she was.
I want to do
Yeah,
an edit of her just behind the rock saying, "Fuck."
No, to make her say dolphin noises.
Yeah, like,
Oh my
like
God.
SpongeBob. Yeah.
Yeah. The damn dolphin noise.
I think
By the way, I'm just gonna hold on this freeze frame for a while because I want this to be the thumbnail.
Yes, I like this.
Yeah, I like this too.
Don't
It's
you have
nice.
custom thumbnails though?
I don't usually use them, but whatever.
But you can.
Yeah.
You can use them.
Just screenshot
I
the.
probably will.
Yeah.
Anyway. So what's interesting is she says that they're out of flowers, but in the one shot during the song, we see like 100 of them all around.
I know, it was
Do we?
really weird.
Yeah, I'm showing you.
Oh, yeah, that's-
Yeah, in the song she was laying in, there was like a ton of flowers.
Yeah.
My question.
Did she
my
just
question,
use them all for herself?
I guess.
My question is that she went to the village, asked them if they actually, but you know, after she was kicked out of the village, they
yeah.
would have no reason to do it.
I'm sorry.
So
it, was
she's just like, all right, I'll just pick them all.
it was a flashback of some sort, so maybe they died out over the winter or something. Who knows?
Maybe.
Actually, that
Maybe
would
she
make,
ate them all.
that would make sense if they did die out in the winter, but they should have explained that in the episode. But other than that, I don't really like. I just assumed she was just like, I don't know how many I need for this. I guess I'll just pick them all.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're just nitpicking at this point. This is a
Oh,
great
as long
episode.
as
No, it's just a
nitpicking, I
fun
just
little
wanna-
detail.
I just
Yeah.
want to say that I feel like the Kieran are too simple yet also too overly designed at the same time.
And I like how
I
they're the
agree,
only
but-
species besides griffin, hippogriffs, changelings, and dragons that don't wear clothes.
Uh-huh.
There's like 6 different races there.
Oh, so really
I
quick,
know.
I want to mention the Phantom of the Opera scene that came out of nowhere. I guess that was the
Yeah, what was up
intention.
with that?
I like it because as a musical theater fan, I like references. Like,
Yeah.
also, is that a Hamilton reference that happened before? There was I think that was a Hamilton. There was also a Citizen Kane reference before the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh,
It
was
was
it?
the Citizen
Oh,
Kane
okay, I
reference.
missed that one.
My
I missed
question
that
is, how did they
entirely.
communicate after they took the Song of Silence or whatever?
You asked us during the call.
Don't-
and you
we
made a
don't-
big
I know,
argument.
but how? I'm
They
curious.
show it. Did you watch? If you watched the episode, you would know.
I
Okay,
think
okay, Tootsie.
Then they really suck at-
Counter question. How do mute humans communicate?
Yeah.
Sign language.
I don't
They
think we
can
should get hung up on how they
levitate
communicated
things.
while taking the vow of silence.
Tootsie,
There's
they
other
can
ways.
levitate things.
You're right. It's a kid show. I'll just go with that answer.
No, we see them at the end, like hoof
There are,
gestures and.
there are
Oh, yeah, that's
legit
right, charades.
answers.
They still
If
have
you-
body
If
language.
mute
My
human
bad, they have
can
charades.
communicate, mute Kieran can communicate.
And by the way, is their furniture like fireproof?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because their entire place was destroyed.
Yeah.
now they had to make new furniture.
Yeah. So now they have to learn how to control their anger. I guess that's the lesson. Before
Or
they just
burn
let
the
it.
village down
Yeah.
again.
They just.
I think
yeah,
it'd
they
have been
just-
better
Also,
if it
that
just showed
also
a Kieran.
friends argue and they're still friends.
I'm a little
That
disappointed
really,
we don't
you know,
see.
that makes me even hate the Rarity of Rainbow Dash episode even more
Wait, what?
because because
That
remember
episode.
remember when Applejack said, "Oh, we were having a simple civil disagreement." Don't you remember the last episode that involved a simple disagreement?
Yeah.
I was just so.
Well, let's just pretend that episode didn't exist. This one did
Yeah,
it better.
that's not
I don't
canon.
remember
It's not
the
canon.
canon.
Just
Can
ignore
can
it.
we
I try to
can we
pretend the
just
movie didn't
can we
exist.
just Can we just pretend that this is the only season 8 episode that exists?
Wait, no, I like the washouts.
Yeah, and I like
Yeah, Watch Out
I
was
like
good.
the one with Smolder and Spike.
I like the Starlight Trixie episode.
I like the episode where Spike got
Yeah.
wings.
See, I've been complaining a lot about season 8 lately, but really the whole
I like
season.
the Student 6
It's
episodes.
not that bad.
Season 8 doesn't have that many bad
I think
episodes.
season
But anywho,
8
back to this
overall
episode.
sucks.
I'm not gonna lie, I really like all the background designs.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
top
I
tier.
really, yeah, it's like I really like the background designs, and I do find, I guess the only annoying part I do have, and this is you can also could be addressed to every map episode, but it's like, oh, we're being called by the map. Let's go see Twilight. Twilight, what do we do? Oh, you're going there. Let me explain some exposition. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the point of the map.
I
That's
mean,
actually a
it's
good
not that
setup.
bad.
It's a good setup to throw the main 6 at different locations. I kind of like the map.
But remember, Little Shot.
So when it
Bullets
when it
don't
communicates to the main 6, that's when the map is helpful. But like other
Just remember.
ponies, no.
I'm
The
surprised.
map
Let's
is just
don't lie.
kinda. I just have a problem with how broken the map kind of is, with how OP it is, because
I blame Starlight Glimmer.
It can't just call on the main 6. It can call on
Anyone?
minor supporting characters like Sunburst.
Yeah, well,
That should not be a thing. It
No,
should
the
not
map
be a
is
thing
already
that it
broken.
calls on minor supporting
let's just blame
characters.
Hasbro. They had to do it for some reason.
Or Mike Vogel,
Screw
because
you,
he's a
Hasbro.
Also,
Mike
are we
Mike
gonna talk about the fact that Applejack and Fluttershy were almost silenced for the rest of their life because
Yeah,
Pretty high
because we
stakes.
argued.
the village were just like, you know what? They're arguing. Throw them in the lake.
Yeah, I like episodes that have high stakes. You can't like risk death or something on a TVY show, but this sort of thing is about as dark as you can get without actually going there.
Remember, they don't die. They just leave.
But yeah, like being silenced for the rest of your life. That's pretty harsh.
That is very harsh. I don't really have many complaints about this episode.
Yeah, and then they are rescued at the last second by a friend, but it makes sense because they set up that friend with Applejack.
Yeah.
Also,
Speaking of
Autumn
which,
also Autumn Blaze is best character. I'm just doing
yeah, I was about to ask, what are you guys' thoughts on Autumn Blaze?
I thought she was, I don't know, annoying,
Oh,
but
yeah,
she's in a good way.
a little.
Screw you,
weird-
Tootsie, she's
little ditzy
amazing.
or something. What's the word for her personality?
Annoying?
I don't know.
Insane.
No. Tootsie,
Cheerful?
No, it's not.
Insane?
I don't know how to describe
No,
her.
not
yeah.
She
insane.
talks
She's
to
just-
plans
She's
for
just,
gun
she's
things.
just quirky.
Yeah, okay, quirky.
she
that
Yeah, there
talks-
we go, quirky.
Yeah,
there we
that
go.
works.
And she talks to her own hoof.
Yeah.
I mean,
But keep
I
in
mean,
mind,
that
very
happens.
quirky.
if you're isolated for a long time, that's the kind of things you start doing. Just
Yeah, but
to
you're
prove
human.
yourself insane.
Yeah, I
But
like
you're-
her. She was
like-
funny.
There's
So
like,
it makes a lot of sense.
I
Her
mean,
quirkiness
she's
makes
cute.
a lot of sense.
Her design's interesting.
All right, so
but
we are going over time, so we're gonna have to jump into
You need to
individual
start
thoughts.
fixing that problem.
What?
Yeah, really.
You guys talk too much. No. All right,
how dare
Gotta
we
get
outside
into
this.
the-
This
let's
is
jump
crazy.
into
Not
individual
very much.
thoughts and ratings. Jessica, you want to start us off? We'll do up to 2 minutes each.
Yeah. This episode was really good. Probably one of the best episodes of the season. The Kirin are really interesting creatures. Ever since I saw this episode, like for the first time, I liked the Kirin. I liked Autumn Blaze especially because she's kind of like what I want to be, a person that can't stop talking and like wants to talk to people, but I can't. This episode also, Fluttershy and Applejack were very good in this episode. I especially love Fluttershy, especially in the beginning when she tells Applejack to just stop talking and listen to her. That I love that part because it just proves that she's growing as a character, and I love that. Also, the rest of the episode is I just love it. The Kirin are great. The whole, also the Phantom of the Opera reference, all these references that Autumn Blaze talked about during her song were great. That made me feel good inside. So yeah, I really do like this episode. Again, the whole part of Applejack saying disagreements, it's just a disagreement. I'm still a little, makes me even hate the other episode even more, but makes me like this episode even better. So I would probably give this one probably a 9 out of 10.
All
Really
right,
good
wow.
episode.
9 out of 10 from Jessica. All right. Actually forgot to bring up my calculator, but let's just write that down. I'm next. I'm gonna wrap things up. So, Magma Master, what did you think?
Okay, I probably can't get into everything I like about the episode, but despite how I really don't like Applejack and I don't care for Fluttershy that much, they still were used really, really well in this episode, and they were definitely at their best. So that is something definitely to appreciate, and they work very well with each other. Autumn Blaze, I love her. She's great. The great thing about her, in the isolation, she went a little crazy, but she's not too crazy for her to be like awkward to look at or see act. So she's just the right amount of crazy for it to be kind of charming, and that's what I personally find amazing. The song was really good. May not have as much variety as some other songs from a musical standpoint, but it was still greatly enjoyable. And yeah, overall the moral was a really good one, and I think it makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of people in reality who don't seem to realize that. So I'm happy with that. The humor was spot on, the pacing was great, and overall the episode's just awesome. 10 out of 10.
Wow, all right. A 10 from Magma. All right, Tootsie, you are next.
Oh man, I don't know what to say. It was a good episode. Designs were cute. The song was all right. The character was annoying, but I can understand by her just being gone and away from everyone. But I was also a little confused on why she was added back to the village, because she was thrown out for being annoying. But now that she talks and everyone else can talk, does that mean she's less annoying?
Because they were.
I don't know. It's just a minor.
They took a
complaint,
vow of
but
silence.
Of course, I try to give my review, and
I
you
don't
all
think. No, I don't
hate
think
me.
you watched the episode.
I don't think
I
you
saw
paid
the
attention.
episode like 3 times. Like
I
I'll
don't think
say,
you paid attention.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Continue.
And you're still doing it
All
wrong.
right, this episode was. I'll give it like a 9 out of 10. It was good.
All right. 9 out of 10 from Tootsie. And up next, Tritrot. What did you think?
I really, really enjoyed this episode. The world building in this episode was great. The Kirin is one of those creatures that I can actually accept into this new universe. Autumn Blaze can be a bit much at times, but only minorly. For the most part, Autumn Blaze is easily going to be one of my favorite characters of the season, next to the guy at the beginning. Conductor? Yeah, the conductor. The moral was definitely spot on. It's great for kids and adults to understand and enjoy. And if I do have one criticism, it's that the humor was subpar. That's pretty much my only criticism, but I could easily forgive that because of how excellent this entire episode was set up. I don't normally do decimal ratings, but here I'm going to make an exception. 9.5 out of 10.
All right. Wow.
Ooh.
All right, Turtle Pain.
Okay, I disagree entirely with you, Tritrot. I loved the humor. But I agree with you with the rest of it. Everything else was spot on. I just loved everything about this. I loved the Kirin. I loved like the aspect of. I always like when they bring in new mythology. Like even though I was unsure, like you know, I knew the other mythology they've had, like hippogriffs or cockatrices. Like those bits, I'm like, oh, that's really neat. They're adding this and that. And with this one, I was like, oh, I don't know this one because I'm not that strong on my Asian mythologies. But you know, this one was an interesting one to add. It fits with the rest of the My Little Pony mythologies they've added. But it's new, it's interesting. I also liked how they introduced them, which is, you know, they don't say or do anything. They just stare at you blankly until you ask them a yes or no question, to which they give you a yes or no. And so that was a new challenge for them to kind of face. It was different. It was interesting. And then we got to have them meet a character that they're like, oh, why won't you say anything? And then they say something. And it's like, oh, you guys can talk. No, you can't. They took a vow of silence. It was just handled really, really well. So in case you can't tell, I really liked this episode. So I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10.
Wow, another
'cause I
high
like
rating.
this. Yeah.
Cool.
Woo.
All right, I suppose it's my turn. And wow, all these high ratings. Usually when I
hated
first see
it.
an episode, I think of my rating like right off the beginning, even before I start talking. And I don't know what to give this one. But anyway, I liked a lot of points of this episode. You guys mentioned the humor. I didn't think the humor was like the standout feature of this episode, but I still, I enjoyed a lot of funny moments, a lot of cute moments, a lot of funny faces, good animation, backgrounds, art design. Everything's great here. Even the writing was good. We put good Applejack and Flutters to good use. They're kind of an odd pair. I don't think we see that very often. But it made a lot of sense with Applejack being a little bit blunt, Fluttershy being a little bit naive, and they kind of had to, get the best of both worlds and figure out a solution to this. I like the Kieran and Nerix. I like their idea. It's pretty simple, but I like the idea of a normal, cute, exotic, cute creature turning into some scary, evil monster when they get angry. That's pretty cool. At the beginning, I noticed this is something I thought more people were going to pick apart. But at the very beginning, they mentioned how this is the second time they this is the first time they paired the same two ponies in a map. If Twilight actually says that out loud. What was Turtle?
Oh my
busy with
goodness.
that. Anyway,
even the baby loves this episode.
Yeah, I know, right? That was a 10 out of 10 I just heard. Anyway, so yeah, I thought that was gonna be something people were gonna pick apart. Like, oh, they're out of ideas. They're throwing the same two ponies together again for a map quest. But no, actually, it works really well here. I like what they did with that. A lot of funny moments. I like the location. Like I said earlier, I think I like how they kind of presented the location without actually showing a lot of it. They didn't have enough time to like go to every part of the location, explain how everything works. Just seeing the houses and seeing what's her name, Autumn Blaze's house, and that one set piece. It was really well done how they did that. They kind of established the danger of the location without actually having to go that route. They kind of took the shortcut. They kind of skipped all that. So there's a lot to talk about here. There's a lot of different things, positives and negatives, but I think mostly positives. And because of that, I'm going to have to give this one a my subjective rating, I suppose, is just only going to be 8. Like, oh, it's such a low number. Only because
how dare you?
It's not my favorite.
Little Shy, you broke the 10 average. Had you given it at least a 9, it would have been a 10 average.
Whatever, really.
Just to clarify, me personally, like everyone else, it's humor subjective. So
Yeah, 8's pretty high for me. Anyway,
what are you saying? Humor is completely objective, and I will be completely right.
Wait.
I
know how to save the average. Count the 10 from Turtle's Baby.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes, count it.
All right, so no, the average for Little Shy live stream reviews is a 9.25. What's called a 9.
9.
Congratulations,
That
Greg
counts.
Senior. This
counts.
is a 9 out of 10 episode.
Yep.
Do better next time.
Thank you everyone for
please.
stopping by.
Wait,
Hope you enjoyed.
wait,
See you
Little
next
Shy.
time. What?
You gave it the lowest rating. That means you're the new pony hater. You're the new Tootsie.
8 isn't low.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but
Yes,
it's
it
the
is. Yes,
low
it is.
west.
Little Shy,
It's
how does
the
it feel to be a
low west.
terrorist trying to
Okay.
destroy the fandom from the inside
Yeah.
out?
All right.
Exactly.
It's just my first impression. Maybe it'll go up in
Busted.
time. Whatever. Anyway, thank you for stopping by, everyone. See you next time. Gotta wrap
Yeah.
it up.
Bye.
Bye.